Hello, hello, welcome. I'm sitting down today for the first time ever. Well, not first time ever, first time in a while. And I know she's covered by my chair and my sweatshirt, but Tarot Cat is here too, celebrating this amazing day of sus review channel time. She really wants me to pet her, so that's what we're gonna be doing. If I'm going like this, I'm not scratching my giant stomach. I'm just petting my cat Tarot on the desk because it looks a little. If you were to, I know, like I said, the colors are matching. It looks like this is part of my body, but I promise it is not. Take my word for it. I've never lied in my life. Welcome. I know this is a Saturday. Well, morning for me, Saturday morning live stream. Unfortunately, I had, well, I guess not unfortunately, fortunately, I was busy last weekend. If you saw, I'll show you again, maybe it pops up at the Oops, I was muted. If you saw on the Choose Sadness merch highlight reel, I was actually in the process of getting my motorcycle license, and it's coming up now, I think. Nope, that's not me. It's the next one. And I took a class. There I am. There's my fiance Steven and I in my Choose Sadness outfit. So I did that last weekend, and I basically missed like all of the real time action of the SUS conference for at least those first 2 days, because the motorcycle license exam part, I took a written exam and then we had to do like a physical exam where you actually are doing a course and doing certain things. It took all day and it was hot and I was tired when I got home, so I really relived the experience at night quickly and then the next day through Reddit. So that's where my review is coming from, is directly from Instagram. And so if you just came onto this channel, this stream somehow popped up because the algorithms of YouTube decided like this is meant for you, this is something you'd be interested in, what are we talking about? What the hell are we here for? Good question. Heidi Powell. So let's bring it up. Let's bring it up on the screen here. HeidiPowell.net/show up. That is what we are talking about today. We're talking about how to show up. Show up and shut up, because that's what we do here on the channel. Okay. And also, I usually stand during these live streams, but I am lazy today. So here we go. Okay, so just a quick overview, in case you are new to this Hollis Powell universe. Show up. Finding, Creating, Becoming You. It was a conference that has now had one piece of evidence that it actually exists. One event in the can. Apparently there's one already scheduled for spring of 2023. So I guess it went well, I suppose. And I'll just say off the bat, watching it through Instagram, it looked much better than I was anticipating, to be quite honest. It looked like some effort was put in. It was small, it was intimate, but that's what she said in the beginning. It was going to be small and intimate. So, you know, I'm not going to say that it was a complete flop, horrible event, worst event I've ever seen. Definitely not. Best event I've ever seen? No. Filled with really engaging, interesting content that you could get nowhere else, and worth the price of admission, which was between, I'll show you exactly, about $4,000, round up, or $1,100 round down, for the difference of tickets. No, because that's not including airfare, place to stay, food. Well, some food was included in some of this. So, on the grand scheme and the grand scale of things, was this awful? Sorry, I spit on my cat. No, it wasn't. I don't think. I mean, I wasn't there. But via Instagram, I would look at that and go, yeah, I'm not going to go to that ever, regardless of the price. But, you know, the people who paid the money, maybe they got something out of it, which, hey, good for you. Now, is that to say that I'm not going to talk about it for the next hour and a half? No. I am definitely going to talk about it for the next hour and a half, because why else would we be here? Okay, so I pulled together some pictures and some videos, and I went through and edited them last night. And by editing, I mean that I blurred some faces and I took away some usernames, and if I didn't do them all, I'm sorry. Blame someone else. It's actually my team's fault. That's what I meant to say. It was my team did it. It wasn't me. So I don't even know who Maya Angelou is. Just kidding. Okay. So I thought we would just go through some photos and we can kind of piece together what this event actually looked like via Instagram Live. Okay, so the biggest news of this whole thing is that Dave Hollis, who, as we most likely know by now, if you're watching this, took a maybe forever break from social media because he was dealing with an alcohol issue, which has now been confirmed by himself via a podcast that he recorded on the Rise Together podcast, where he was interviewing the man who runs the rehab center in which he had attended. So, yeah, so that's a whole other story. Dave apparently is cured and is now an expert on becoming sober, and he's a better dad and a better man than ever before, even though I feel like that trope has been used by him in his book, Built Through Courage, that was written before he went through an 8-week outpatient alcohol program. I think I was going to do something on it, but on that podcast specifically about Dave, but Mac from Mac Attack on YouTube, I'm sure a lot of you already follow him, but if you don't, he did a great full breakdown, and from his perspective as someone who has experienced going through rehab himself, I think he has a great take on it. I basically agree with all of what he said, so I would recommend going to watch that video, because I don't really have anything to add other than I agree with what Max said. So I'm trying to, again, also, I'll say this too, I'm trying to not focus all of my content on the Hollises, because, like I said, I'm afraid that one day litigation is going to come down on me, or it's going to just seem like I'm only obsessed with them. And I definitely am interested in them and their story, and I find it fascinating, the unfolding of all these events. But I do need to be careful and not completely screw myself and you at home, because if I get cut off or something happens, then we get no content about them. So I'm trying to find the balance. So that's my 2 cents on that. Excusez-moi. Okay, so anyways, this is Dave, as he would say. Hey, I'm Dave. Whatever. He's got his signature nips out for the Guns Out show, but he was all over Instagram this weekend, so he's back, baby. Not on his own account, but apparently he can use other people's social media accounts. That does not break the rules of his social media detox. So this is actually before he's wearing the shirt. He's the first staffer. And a lot of the stuff we're going to look at today is Heidi, and we're going to go bounce around the timeline a little bit. But Heidi really believes that, like, because, and this is a self-help trope too, that because she put in hard work, she deserves all the attention, accolades, praise, and no one should criticize anything because she put hard work in. Therefore, it was a perfect event. And just for prosperity, let's sing a song before we actually continue this. Hold on.
Why do you follow me if you don't already own my book?
Did you hear that, everybody?
That is cheating. I will actually do something obscene for you.
Okay, so that's Dave. That's Dave in a nutshell. He looks unwell. I will say that. I don't want to talk about people's looks a whole lot, but just compared to how he was a couple years ago, he looks unrecognizable and not in a good way. Not in a good way, I will say, in my humble opinion. And not that I look so hot either, but and this is a little tarot again. Not that I look so hot, but he looks red. He looks a little burnt. Okay, so he's going to be a big part of this. So let's see. Okay, who we got next? All right, this person I thought was interesting to bring up. This apparently, according to Heidi, is the event planner who helped her plan SUSCon, Show Up Summit. So interesting that it says I choose joy on her bio. And there's a few people who have seemingly connections to Rise Conference. And I'm not saying she planned Rise Conference and that's her connection. I'm saying she uses the same jargon as Rachel and Dave did. And there's a couple attendees that it looked like they had attended Rise events in the past or had met Dave before while he was with Rachel and now has picked the Dave team. And now is just like changing teams from Rachel to Heidi now. I find that very odd. I find it completely odd as an outsider, but you know, I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't understand about this world. But she's the person who she planned the event. And I think she did a good job. I don't know what her budget was. I don't know if she had a budget at all. Maybe she was doing this for exposure. I don't know. I guess we'll never know, but she did a pretty good job. Okay, so here is, let me actually, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm like so all over the place today because it's a weekend. And here's an example. Okay, so I'm going to go back and forth a little bit so I don't have to, and ignore my descriptions of things. Here's a perfect example. This is one of the attendees, allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly because I wasn't there. I don't know. These people could be lying. I have no idea. I'm assuming they're not, but you know, you never know if these people come out of the woodwork and say, I was there, and then you got to just take their word for it, or you can say allegedly and move on. So yeah, in summer 2019, that would have been at a Rise event. You know, and this is also something I find concerning. It's been a few months since I've seen my friend Dave. So excited to hang out with him. I mean, I think this person is an attendee. So presumably she paid between $1,100 and $3,600 to hang out with Dave Hollis. I find that to be concerning. And I know they all call each other friends and we love you and this and that parasocial bullshit that all of these self-help influencers seem to push, but it makes me sad when I actually see someone calling like a personality like a friend. Now you can say he feels like a friend. I hope you know people who watch this go, it feels like I'm talking to my friend. That's fine. I think that language is fine. But if you were to say Keya is my best friend, I would say that's pretty extreme of you to say. And same with this, like they don't know each other. You know, if you snap a photo with somebody once or twice or talk in DMs, like you're not friends. I'm sorry. I know it sounds harsh and horrible and I hate it. But it's the truth, and we need to start to, as a online community, or as a society, get used to being told that and not being like, I love you, I care about you, and then feeling like that's real. Because the more that we feel like, oh, they care about me, they don't even know you exist in reality, it's gonna fuck with your brain, and that's not what we want. You know, so I thought that was a little sad, and I don't mean it against her, I just mean it as like, ugh. Like Dave's taking advantage of people, and they all are, but Dave specifically uses a lot of that. You guys helped me through my divorce. It's like, people on the internet helped you go through your divorce? That's red flag, bro. Anyways, okay. Here is, ignore the top. I didn't catch that one. So this is a part that was confusing too. So there was VIPs, but there was finalists. And we'll talk about what being a finalist mean. because I'm confused, and maybe they explained it in the intergroup of Get Fit with Heidi and Dave, and that's totally understandable. But to me, I just am not cool enough to understand because I didn't have $250 to throw away for an online challenge. But apparently they pick out of the number of people who sign up for these challenges, they pick a few that are finalists. And I don't know if it's weight loss that is the reason, or like they talk about non-scale victories. So I don't know what that means exactly. Like, okay, you felt better about losing weight. I don't know. But they picked certain people, and then they gave them a special day in addition to the VIP special days. Anyways, and I'm seeing the comments too. So the person on Reddit, okay, so my bad. I was one of the first, well, I shouldn't say first. I was one of the people who was like, I don't believe this person until I see some proof that they were actually real. And I'm glad I'm seeing that they were confirmed by the mod on Reddit. So if you're interested in hearing the perspective of someone who actually went, maybe we'll do that at the end. We'll go to Reddit and we'll read what she said. Because I remember she was very, not glowing reviews, but like pretty positive about the whole experience. And I was like, why are you on a Reddit thread talking about how it's bad then? I don't know. That's my own 2 cents. Anyways, let's talk about the finalist day of pampering. Okay, now this I felt was like very heavily focused, and a lot of things on this were heavily focused on looks, on physical appearance. I'll tell you why. At 7:25 a.m., Shauna, whoever that is, your driver, will pick you up and take you to your spa day. If you need her or have questions, you can reach her. Oh my God, she's got her whole phone number. Jeez, okay. Pretend you don't see that. Be on the lookout for a Chevy Traverse. Oh my God. Okay. Sorry, everybody. I did a bad job of this. I mean, this is available on the internet, so I guess well, it isn't my fault, but don't do anything, please. Okay, so at 8 a.m., New Level Med Spa. That is Heidi's brother who owns that. Yes. You get ready to be pampered and loved. See? Hate that. Get pampered, fine. Get loved, stop it. With over $1,000 worth of services per person. Okay, so you get there at 8, and you're sitting at the spa doing what? Till 11. Chilling for 3 hours at the spa, the med spa with Heidi's brother, what, drinking mimosas and getting lit first? What's going on? There's a big gap in time. 11 to 11:40 facial. Okay, love it. I love a facial. Okay, then we're going back in time now. We're gonna get in the time machine and reverse back in time to 9:30 to IV with chair massage. I think that's odd, an IV drip. I mean, I know it's popular now, but as a finalist winner, I'd be like, I'm good. I don't need a needle in my arm today. I'm all right. Chair massage, sign me up. Okay, party bus. Okay, wait, and then lunch at 11:50. So after your facial, you go back in time again, or jump forward in time. I don't know. We're quantum leaping. You know, quantum physics is big with these self-help people, so we're gonna go forward in time again. A quick and easy lunch will be provided for you to enjoy on your road trip to the Block Photography Studio. Okay, party bus picked him up at 12, which apparently didn't happen for everybody at least. The bus was late or something, allegedly. So then Dave had to drive them. Do I have that? I'll show you that after. Okay, so 45-minute drive from the studio. So talk, connect, get to know each other better. And if you feel like moving around and dancing a bit in the party bus, do it. There's a lot of that. A lot of, and I'll explain what I mean. A lot of this. Woo! Woo! That was basically the highlight reel that I got. A lot of that, both on the bus, during the workouts, in between the sessions. It was a lot of the woo, woo, woo. I'm dancing. This is great. This is so fun. And not a lot of substance that I saw, but I digress. Okay, so they did the photo shoot. I think the photo shoot is probably the best part of the whole thing. Yes, it's focused still on looks, but you know, there's also like add-on Botox things, which I was like, okay, I guess because it's optional, they're not forcing you to get Botox, but the fact that it's there and it's kind of like, if you want to upgrade your session, get the Botox, it's like, should we maybe be promoting like you're beautiful how you are? You don't need to inject yourself with Botox, but then again, we're at Heidi's event, so you probably have different beliefs in that. But the photo shoot looked nice, and it's nice to have professional photos, especially if you have a business or if you're an influencer or whatever these people are trying to do. I think having professional photos is good, and that's a worthwhile gift to give somebody, especially if you're going to be all made up and dolled up and all that. So, yeah, I think that's a good idea that she did. To have a professional photographer, go to the studio, take the photos, and you're good to go. So I approve of that. Out of the list of things, that's my number one approval. Okay, so after they did that, they did their photo shoot. There was a moment where one of the winner of the challenge, or the winner of the conference, I didn't know you could have winners of the conference, but okay. Her and her daughter had like a moment, and we'll play that too, where the daughter took some photos. She's like 14 and doing like little things, and the mom was like crying because she was like, oh, she's so confident, beautiful, and that's cool. You know, I think there's other ways you could be proud of your daughter, but you know, hey, like that's not necessarily a cringe moment. That's kind of a nice thing, and I'm glad that the mom and daughter had time to bond. Okay, so then at 3, the party bus returns to the hotel. Enjoy the rest of your day. Find some time, finally some me time. If you're able to try and take a walk to downtown Chandler, it's charming. Optional blood draw. Okay, these are the notes. Optional blood draw for blood work to be reviewed by a telemed appointment scheduled at a later date. Weird. No thanks. I'm good. Optional Botox and B12 shots are available. I've never had either as of yet. You know, I'm not morally against anything Botox-wise, but for something when you're telling people, like, okay, you're beautiful inside and out, and whatever you want to, your insides are what matter, and then offer Botox, I find it a little bit jarring, but whatever. If you'd like to coordinate additional services, you may, on your own free will, for Monday morning. And then you'll have a private room with your own Alexa, so feel free to ask her to play whatever music you desire, or turn on the TV and watch what, it's like, oh, do you have to turn the TV on to use it? I didn't know that. Thank you for writing that in the directions. Turn the TV on and watch whatever you like. Oh, thank you. I didn't know. I thought I would have to watch the Heidi Powell network only, running in the background 24/7. I'm glad I can watch whatever I like. Kick up your feet and the blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right, got it. We can move on from this. That was for the finalists. Now, those people, I don't know what they paid. I guess they paid, who knows? I don't know what the heck they paid. This is all a mystery to me. They say like they flew them out, but I doubt that they flew them out for free. They probably had them come early, but I doubt they paid for their flights, but who knows? All right, so then this is the party bus. Now this is added. This is from Reddit, so this has been added on top. This is not from her thing, but the caption is from Heidi. Primal screams of joy paired with dance started popping up everywhere. If I'm on a moving vehicle and there's a primal scream, I'm not going to feel comfortable. I cannot imagine what the party, I'm sure he's used to it. He or she is probably used to primal screams coming from party buses. But I don't know if that would be a selling point for me to show like how fun riding on a bus to a restaurant was. Got my LaCroix. But you know, okay. The party bus seemed to be a really hot topic on the channel or on her Instagram. And she talked about it before the event. It was like, party bus, we have a party bus, we have a party bus. And I was like, okay, relax. You got a party bus. We get it. We've been to prom before. Okay. another shot from the bus. This bus was such a nice, intimate way to spend a quiet ride to our beautiful Sunday evening dinner. Meanwhile, Heidi's doing like pull-ups on the bus and screaming. So is it primal screaming or is it a quiet ride? Like, I'm getting mixed messages here. Okay. I mean, what could happen on a bus with the energy of the most amazing amazing people, music, and lasers? Lasers? I thought the lasers were part of the feel good about yourself moment. Okay, here's one. Let's go back in time. Let's get in the time machine again. Go back in time ourselves. This is a shot. This is an example of what I was talking about, how Heidi was really amping up to run the conference and was saying, like, I've worked so hard, therefore, it's going to be a success. I worked so hard and feel bad for me because I actually had to work to make an event. As if this was, it really comes across to me as if she thinks this is a whole self-help issue, right? She thinks because she worked hard, she deserves like all the success. But the way she talks about it is as if this was a charity event, like a nonprofit. She's like, I'm just giving all my hours for free. I'm giving all this stuff, all my knowledge away for free. But you're literally getting like $3,600 a pop for VIP tickets. She had, we can count them exactly, but I would say like 70-ish people go, a mix of $1,100 ticket goers and $3,600 ticket goers. You made good money. All right. It's a simple transaction. I don't know why it has to be perceived in this way of like, wow, like I've dedicated all this time and money and effort and like everyone should worship me. It's like, it's fair. People pay money, you provide them a service, done. Why is this like becoming a narrative of like, I'm living a life I'm going to remember. I'm so late. I care so much. I care too much about this event. It's like she wants to preemptively say like, well, I tried really hard, so if you don't like it, it's your fault. That's how I come across. I take it. So this is her last night at 2 a.m. Why so late, you ask? I'm currently living a life I'm going to remember. That's why. Show up 2022. Excuse me. Show up 2022. And then this is Dave doing her makeup because she's so busy preparing for the show up event. He's making her makeup look really bad. And I don't get half of the things she posts, but this was like a whole time lapse of him doing her makeup and her on the computer. And it says, I literally zone out easier than anyone. There could be a bomb in my house and I'd never know. I'm so into what I'm creating. Yes, I'm full on acting like I'm teaching a class right now and it doesn't faze Dave. Don't know what the relevance of any of this is other than she needs to take more mental clarity boost and focus. Doesn't she take like a supplement called like Focus and sells it to people like, oh my God, this is such a good supplement. It makes me focus. And then meanwhile, she's like, a bomb could be my house and I will not notice. Or maybe that's she took too much focus. So she doesn't focus on like the bombs in the house. Okay. Interesting. Not really. Let's continue. Okay. Here's another one going back to the parasocial relationships. This is from an attendee, and it says, my friend Heidi. Do your friends make you pay $3,600, or let me just say thousands of dollars, more than $1,000 to see them? No. My friend Heidi and her team are hosting the inaugural Show Up Summit this week. Just another example of like, this is why this is a problem. You shouldn't, like, all the money and effort spent paying these pseudo-celebrities, you could be spending on people in your real life and going and doing stuff. Like, you don't even have to spend money. Go find people and hike together, or spend the effort and time going in your community and finding people, going on meetup.com. Easier said than done, I know. As living proof, I have like no friends. But I know that I'm not gonna find them going to Heidi's event and meeting people from around the country that I'm not actually gonna talk to unless it's over Zoom or something, and have to pay $4,000 for it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, Heidi's my friend now. I don't need friends. This is Dave taking the people because the party bus was late. So, you know, you're paying thousands of dollars and you got Dave Hollis driving you. I guess that could be cool if you love him. That's like your idol, like getting driven by him might be cool, but for me, I'd rather have the bus and the primal screaming. Okay, here's the infamous picture. I am mad at myself. I'm sorry, everybody. Usually I screenshot everything, like video record it all. But I was also getting a new phone in between this time, so these are all my excuses. Don't blame me. I'm so sorry. My team did it. But the video is even better than this. But this is Heidi doing pull-ups, and these are the people's faces, like, so they're so uncomfortable. Like, okay, cool. She's doing pull-ups in the bus. This is our quiet ride, our relaxing upper body workout. Here she goes. So cool. All right, here's another person who went to this event and also had gone to Rise in 2019. So there seems to be a Rise to Show Up Summit pipeline. Just wanted to point that out there. That I thought that was interesting that people could have gone to Rise, see the whole thing go down, hear the bullshit that Dave said at Rise in 2019, and then still be interested to go and see Dave in 2022. You know, it's very interesting. Okay, so we'll come back to photos. Let's go to some videos because I feel like I'm boring myself. Oh wait, okay, no, I lied. We gotta look at one more photo. This is Heidi prepping. So let's see. Okay, so I have a box like this for my camera gear. So I was like, oh, that's expensive. Just the box itself is expensive. So she's pulling it out. Okay, this is before the event. So it says, P.S. But for real, that was last night. I don't know what she's talking about. My sweet mama comes over almost every night to hear me preparing for the event. She's my test audience class, one of them. I have a very intense protocol for each of the things I will be covering. It makes its way through many eyes, goes through many rounds of edits to ensure it's easy to digest and in line with transformation I have done for the last 13 years. I never taught at an event of my own before, and man, I've blocked out almost everything else to prepare for this. Okay, and it's very much like pity me, pity me, pity me. It's like, you prepared well, so you say. Great, that's the bare ass minimum. Preparing for an event that you're charging $4,000 for? I hope so. What's the alternative? Not preparing? Not caring? Like, that should not be your standard. Every night until midnight, building with my team and practicing the flow, dreaming up how lives will be changed and hearts will be full. This is the hardest I've ever worked on anything before in my life. Come on, girlfriend. Like, I don't know. I know I'm being mean, and it's like, well, how can I determine what's hard? It's like you planned an event for people with money. It just seems like she's acting like she's overcome like some great adversity. It's very similar to Built Through Courage, its whole message. Like, you got through a divorce, and you didn't even get through it. You went through a divorce. So what? Like that, oh, it's the hardest emotional turmoil I've ever been through in my life. It's like, just shut up. It's like just complaining and then wanting the sympathy of like, I've been through so many hardships to create this. I blew up so many balloons. Like, no, you didn't even blow up the balloons, you know? I don't know. I know I'm just complaining at this point, but it's like, just cut it out. Like, you're a very successful, privileged person with attention, with money, with people who worship you, regardless of a lot of scandals. The least you can do for them is plan a decent event for them. But then here it is, just like, I just work so hard. Okay, here. Now this is part that I was like, ugh. This is also kind of mean, I think, to everyone else that used to work with her in her company, but okay, I'll let you decide. I was previously always the hardest worker in the room, in my opinion. Really? I doubt that. And just based on what I've seen, it looks like Chris did a lot of the work. That's just from my own perspective, from what I've seen. didn't look like, she was almost like the add-on. She jumped in after the fact. He had started things, so it looks like, and she kind of, you know, saw, oh, this is a great opportunity. He's created this whole thing. I'm just going to jump on. And then as soon as she jumped on, they kind of got divorced shortly after. And I don't think it's polite, even if, like, you know, she's had teams of people. She thinks she's the hardest working. How, I don't know. It's rude, even if you believe that. It's kind of like, why would you say that? People can read your stuff. This matters to me, though, more than anything else ever has. These people matter, and I can't wait to give them the love me and my team have for them. I'm in the zone, totally ready. 1 week from today, the game shall begin. Okay, so that's the level of delusion we're dealing with, and I say that not lovingly. Okay, so let's go through. I have a bunch of videos. Behind the scenes, let's see. Yoga on stage, wooing. Okay, let's go through some wooings. I'm just gonna pull up. Some of these are short, so here's an example. This is from Fit to Fat. Okay. We're going to watch this, and then we're going to go to the Instagram, and I'll walk you through who all these people are. Okay, so a lot of wooing. Here's my list. I named all interesting things, just so you know. And I also added some of my own music because they had copyrighted music, and as we all know, YouTube doesn't like that. But this is a lot of what it looked like. A lot of women, there's like 2 dudes, and a lot of like, woo! 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 And then it was this person's birthday. That's nice. They gave her like a cake and stuff. Like, all right, like that seems to be a lot of the shots of them dancing and going, woo, woo. I see, and I don't know if it's come through yet, but Ember, thank you very much. I don't know what's going on with my super chat thing. You're welcome for talking about toxic self-help community. And thank you for choosing sadness. I am also choosing sadness today and every day. And for that,
I will actually do something obscene for you.
So everyone shelter their eyes. I will do something obscene for you. No, I'm just kidding.
That is cheating.
I'm going to add one more. Let's do a Rachel one.
What happened to dinosaurs?
These are the questions on my mind. Thank you very much to Ember A. I appreciate your super chat. Okay. Oh, we're still on my screen. Okay. I name things weird sometimes because I need to change it. Okay, ready? We're going to go to the Show Up Summit Instagram page. I'm going to walk you through who everyone is. Okay. 812 followers. Got more followers than I do on Instagram. Just saying. Okay. Our hosts, we know. I choose to show up. Okay, that's the only requirement. Show up with your $4,000 in the bank. Or not in the bank, in Heidi's bank. And you're allowed to come. It's in Chandler, Arizona. We know that. Okay, all right, here's Danielle. So Danielle basically was running like this whole show, so it seemed. Danielle was like a part of all of the events, basically. She was on stage like several times. She was the yoga instructor, I guess, or a yoga spirituality person. I'll find her clips next. We can talk about her. This is her quote. "It takes courage to feel the pain of showing up as yourself so fully that it triggers others deeply." I don't know if I agree with that. "Some may reject you." Okay, that's true. "Freedom means holding being rejected as yourself over being accepted as someone or something that you are not." Okay, I can roll with that. "Trust the process of birth, life, death, and rebirth." I need some clarification on what that means. This is transformation. This is freedom. It's your birthright, but you have to claim it. You claim your sacred space. We have the freedom and power to choose what we do, think, say, and create. This person is named Danielle. This is me, Danielle. She's the founder of Sora Spiritual Fitness. This is her page. And she's British, perhaps? She had an accent of some sort. It seemed British. Okay, so let's talk about Danielle. Let's show Danielle for a sec. Let's find it. Danielle. Okay.
Good morning. Beautiful day. 7 Russian twists. 7 Russian twists. Get that, ladies.
Get that, ladies. 7 Russian twists. Get that, ladies. So they had some sort of outdoor workout, like a boot camp style. If you're doing Russian twists, I would imagine. Go outdoors and do Russian twists. That's fine. I got no problems with that. Seems like not worth $4,000, but again, at least you're getting something. And here's what she said on stage. She just blessed this place. It's so low, I can barely hear it. Let's crank it up.
Woman, mother, wife, whatever. What was the other way around? How does that work then? What if we were self-full?
Okay, so if you can't hear it, she says, what if we were self-full instead of selfish? So instead of fish, be full. That's better. Be self-centered. Center yourself. Wow! I thought being selfish and only caring about my needs was the most important thing. Wow. Someone tell Heidi. This is just basic bullshit, but maybe some people like it. But that's her message, at least what she shared.
Self-full, you need to be self-centered. Not selfish, the way we have a negative connotation, but self-centered. So centered within.
Ooh. So many mic drop moments tonight. Permission to love ourselves with intention. If you want permission to love yourself with intention, I will give that to you. For free. That's your permission right there. Okay, let me make a folder where I can say used, so I can just drag in there. We showed the woo, can you hear that sound? Let's see. Okay, no you can't, okay good. Okay, let's look through the venue. This is the space that they used in Arizona, Chandler, Arizona. It says, ready for a night of celebrating a community of amazing people who chose to show up for themselves. This concept, okay, this is off topic. This concept of showing up for yourself, I always find interesting because Rachel Hollis has talked about that, like show up as your authentic self or show up as who you want to be. You have to choose to show up as a certain person or whatever. I always found it interesting. It's like, I wake up in the morning not by choice necessarily, like I wake up, I am who I am. Like I don't want to have to isn't choosing who I am, isn't that counterintuitive of being authentically me? Like I wake up in the morning and I am me. There's no choices that need to be made. It's really involuntary at this point. So choosing, I guess it's like, okay, I wake up in the morning, I decide I'm going to be nice today. And then it lasts till about 9:15 when I'm having my first look at Instagram and I'm like pissed off already. But I mean, it just seems like basic or I'm just missing the point. Like what are these people showing up as before? Not themselves? Like who are they? Anyways, okay, this is the venue. Ready for a night of celebrating a community of amazing people who chose to show up for themselves. It's a cool sign, cool balloons. Okay, the venue's not bad. Small stage. Not what Dave is used to. Dave is used to like arenas from his time with Rachel, at least. TikTok. No, that's not a good one. Okay, let's do registration. So this is like day 1. Registration. Okay, that's people in line. Looks about right. Looks like a normal registration for me. I'm a little offended, not gonna lie, about the use of the word or the phrase "the nut house." You know, I don't think that people should be restricted from coming up with funny things. There's a fine line between humor and offense, being offended or offending somebody, and I think it's important to err on the side of freedom of speech for the most part. And maybe people will just I consider myself fairly liberal, but I still believe that we shouldn't censor so much, because then it becomes like repressing feelings, and I don't believe in that at all. So anyways, that's to say the nut house still offended me, because it's a place that, and I've talked about this on other streams, but my dad has bipolar disorder, and he's been in mental institutions many times throughout my childhood, and people would call it the nut house, and it was offensive because it was like, all right, well, he's going through a mental health crisis. It's bad enough that that's happening. Now I have to hear that, oh, he's in the nut house, and it was not even just people outside of the family. It was people in the family too, but it's definitely a negative connotation. And if you're actually in a mental health facility, the last thing you want to do is have to come out and be embarrassed that you were in the nut house. And, Heidi being overwhelmed by her own choice and being a frantic squirrel, as she says, not sitting down and taking a moment to breathe and plan better or hire someone to help her organize, is her own choice. And, my dad didn't have a choice. So he went to the nut house because he had to. And I'm glad for it. And then, so the nut house in this case, and the reason I'm talking about this is because it was in the background of a shot. And I can, I think Dave talks about it at some point too. But I don't know. I just take it as a little bit like, okay, I get the joke, but it's kind of like, I don't like it. Don't love it. Let me know what you think. I'm trying to be very careful about what I say, because I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm just bitching for the sake of bitching. But, it's like a coffee shop, the nut house, and you can buy a shirt that says Squirrel Squad. Okay. Or maybe you could just come up with a better name and stop being so frantic. Okay. Let me find behind the scenes. Was that what it was? I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, well, that was Danielle. I'm so sorry. I'm a mess today. That was Danielle. She's the yoga girl. So we went through her. We basically got her what she brought to the table. We'll see her again, but that's who she is. Here are the finalists, and the winner was Amanda. And we'll talk about what winning means. They showed up for themselves and had amazing physical transformations, but importantly, inner transformations. Okay, I don't know how you quantify that, but all right. Drew Manning, so he's the guy who had a show on Hulu, and or I shouldn't say Hulu. He had a show on some outlet. It was called Fit to Fat to Fit. And what he would do is I think, unless this is a different guy, because I remember watching that show and thinking it was a good show. So maybe he stole it or whatever. But he was always fit, and then he gained weight to help his client. So he gained the amount of weight that his client had to lose. So let's say 50 pounds. And then him and the client would work together to lose it together, the 50 pounds. And that was his story. He, I guess, knew Heidi through Chris and Heidi, like they knew each other at that time. So he chose Heidi during the divorce too. Okay. So everybody wants me to be who they want me to be, but pretending to be someone you're not is exhausting. This is a trope also. I know the word trope a lot, but I think it's appropriate. That Dave says a lot. Everyone wanted me to be perfect. Everyone wanted me to be positive. It's like, no, you wanted that for yourself. No one can tell you who you can be. If you think that, that's going to get you money, that's one thing. I think being positive would probably get me more money, ultimately, because I could manipulate people better. But that's not who I am. So I'm trying to be honest. Dave's like, I want to be positive, but that's not who I am. But I want to make money. So people need to worship me for whatever I am. That's what I hear when I hear these things. Like, oh, well, people won't like me as much if I am who I am. It's like, yeah, no shit. That's how it works. Anyways, if you're like me, then you've lived a lot of your life for other people, your parents, your siblings, your friends, coaches, teachers, your perception of God, religious leaders, complete strangers, bosses, significant others, etc. Okay, I can relate. Become someone that you're proud of. Show up for yourself. Finally, you are worth it. Become the hero of your own story. Okay. Become the hero of your own story. So here's Drew. Here is Drew. Here is Drew. Like that song? Me too. Me, Drew. Okay.
We are our bodies and we wrap our identities around that. So when our bodies change, we have an identity crisis. And this is why some people who have been overweight their whole life, who lose the weight, still believe that they're that older version of themselves, and it's hard to let go of that. So learning to detach from who you are as your body, I'll teach you how to do that at the end. But that was one of the things I struggled with that first time around. The second time around, I'll be totally honest with you, like I rocked the dad bod.
Okay, so he was saying that he felt uncomfortable because his body had changed, and he rocked the dad bod, but that, it's important to realize that your body does define you in some way. I don't know how I feel about women events. So obviously this event was very heavily on the female side, the women's side. Having 2 male speakers out of like the 3 that spoke, or out of the 4. And Dave was definitely a part of this too. So like Dave, Bruce, Drew, men, and the nutrition guy was a man. And then the women were Danielle, the yoga, Heidi, and then the 2 Zumba instructors. I mean, I guess it's equal, but like it's not, I don't know. I always think like women should be the ones doing this stuff. If it's 99% women, why don't you have 99% of the speakers be women too? But that's a personal preference. Okay. So that's Drew. Let's do another behind the scenes while we're here. Just a random behind the scenes. Great screenshot.
Day 2. Day 2 is about to start. We got a new setup in here. We got the team. We got the team. Oh, yes, he's going to start pumping the music. Let's get him through the doors, yeah? When do we have to come in? Right now?
Right now, so come on.
Okay, okay.
Back here.
All right, here we go. This is a little behind the scenes. Oh, yay! Woo! Woo!
Wow! Day 2, wow! Seems a little chaotic. Let's watch. Okay, here's Dave. Here's Dave being cringe AF. Dave, I don't know if it's because he took a month off of social media or whatever, but he's weird. He's got a weird point of view.
Isn't it so pretty out here? Heidi's up there rocking the stage, but the show up sign lit up, the show up with Heidi sign lit up is giving me life.
So 2 things with this. So Heidi is on stage and Dave decides to leave her speech to go out and record this wonderful moment. Who's he talking to? Giving me a life? Like, come on, bro. Stop. I'm gonna play it again just for fun because it's horrible.
Isn't it so pretty out here? Heidi's up there rocking the stage, but the show up sign lit up, the show up with Heidi sign lit up is giving me life.
Jeez. Dave, stop for all of us. Stop it right now. Oh, okay. Going back to Danielle for a sec.
Allow yourself to sit in silence. Allow the corners of your mouth to express a gentle smile. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm allowing the corners of my mouth to express a gentle smile. It just seemed like a hodgepodge of things. Like, that's, you know, a didgeridoo. God, I'm sorry. The instrument that the person was playing, like, you know, that's, I'm assuming, a spiritual type of instrument. It just sounds odd. It sounds odd that that would be a part, like, I thought this was a fitness becoming, how is that helping me become me? Like, that has nothing to do with me. I don't know. Anyways. Oh, here's Dave also being cringe again. Wait, what should I soundbite? Which part? I see your comments. What should I soundbite? Is there a little delay? So I don't know. Let me know exactly what I should soundbite. Oh, about Dave saying, like, giving me life. Okay, I gotcha. All right, here's Dave again. Here's another one we can soundbite. You ready?
Look at this handsome devil.
He's like, get away from me. Get away from me. I feel like this is Dave's way of, like, interrupting their conversation, because this guy is, like, fairly good looking. So he doesn't like him talking to Heidi. So he's like, look at this handsome devil. Look at this handsome devil. Like, cut in between. You're socializing. I'm gonna play it again.
Look at this handsome devil.
Poor guy. Another man, you know, nutritional guy. There's not any one woman that could do nutritional advice. And apparently that guy, someone looked it up, and I cannot confirm nor deny this, but he has, like, a certain training that's not dietary. Like, he's like a fitness trainer, but he is giving, like, the nutritional lessons. Not super great. And like, you know, everyone can tell you about what they do, but especially as a man, his calorie intake and protein, all that is going to be totally different than most of the women that are there, I would imagine. So if you're not an expert in nutrition, how are you supposed to give advice to these people who aren't in the same body shape, same lifestyle as you? But okay, that's one of the smaller issues. Okay, that's Kara Smith, more behind the scenes. Okay, here's some more behind the scenes stuff. And then we'll go back to the Instagram. I know little Kitty's doing her self-care routine. Can you see it? Let's see. Little Taro is doing her self-care routine. Let's see more of a shot here. She's licking her paws and wiping her ears. It's part of the kitty. It's 5 steps to being a boss kitty. Okay. This is more behind the scenes action. So if you were lucky enough to have lunch, you get a slice of lettuce with some sauce.
Have lemon herb chicken with ancient greens, grilled broccolini, and a blueberry pound cake.
What? You guys, we're in the middle of the panel with the VIP peeps. Hold on, these are right here. Here they are. They're gonna ask us some really hard-hitting journalism. Billy Bob, you already threw one out.
Thank you, Caitlin. Welcome. And for that, I say
I'm super freaking privileged.
that you're here. Thank you, Caitlin. And thank you for subscribing too. Dang, 2 for 1. Thanks, Caitlin. Okay, so let's go back. So this is the panel. So if you're a VIP, you get a special panel. This was one of the offerings on the website. I remember was like, ooh, like you get to ask questions. So who's there? Danielle, the yoga chick, the nutrition guy who apparently is unqualified, Drew Manning, who had a show at one point, Heidi, Dave, who just got out of rehab, a coach that works with, I think Chris Powell, Bruce Pincher. I always get them confused, just like Dave did, because now I don't know which one's right. And then Kara Smith, who teaches self-defense classes. Quite the mix. Don't know what I would ask. But okay, the most important thing is how many VIPs there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 36. I'm gonna get my phone out. I got a new phone, everybody. Also, my Yodel Boy phone case is no longer. Okay, so 4 times 3,600. Now that's below what the VIP was, 3,600. Okay, just these 4 people right here is $14,400. All right, so then there's people in the back, 1, 2, 3, maybe at that second table. So, okay, 14,000. Jeez, I'm gonna do this math. 14, 4, 4. Okay, so, okay, there's 3 people there. There's 1, 2, let me just at least just go through the people I can actually see. There's a guy blocking. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 3,600. 25,000, okay, plus the 14,000. Okay, just this side of the room is almost $40,000. So don't feel bad for Heidi that she's had to stay up till 2 a.m. a couple nights. She's making a lot of money. Okay, there's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One of them's her mom, so I'm not going to count her. So 8 times 3,600, yeah, 28,000 plus the 39,000. So about 70,000 just in this room. Okay, that's more than I made in a year. Let me just say that. Not too bad. And yeah, there's expenses, but the expenses she kept fairly low. So I think we're the dumb ones, or I'm the dumb one. Who's the real boss babe here? It ain't me. I didn't make $67,000 last weekend. I actually spent $300 to get my motorcycle license. Okay. Let's do one more behind the scenes. Okay, this is where he's talked about the nut house. And I see some of the comments come in that like some are offended, some aren't. I think it's totally fine wherever you come on the spectrum of offense. I just feel like my own personal experience made me a little bit like I took it more to heart than probably an average person might have. So kind of gut checking myself and like, well, should I be offended or is this just like a funny joke? And if you think it's funny, great. I don't care. I think it's okay to be offended. I think it's not okay. It's okay not to be offended too. But I said something we should celebrate and be like, oh, I'm nuts. It's like, no, you're not. You're just disorganized and selfish. Okay, here we go, behind the scenes.
The nut house. And this is where everyone's a little nutty. We got some fun things here. This is only what's left. I mean, so cool.
Are you doing a boomlet? Well, it was supposed to be a picture, but it's a video. Here we are in the green room.
Are you doing a booma?
This is where it's going down. We got Drew. We got Dave. There she is. Got Bruce over there. Yeah. No, guys, this is about Dream Team's about to go on. I'm all about Dream Team.
Couple things here. Are we doing booma? Thought that was funny. Okay, why does Dave do this? This is a signature Dave move. He goes, huh? And he smiles, he goes, huh? That's like that's the sequence. Huh? 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 Watch, it's gonna play out in real time. Ready? Huh? Smiles? Huh? I've noticed this several times through videos. Okay. Surprised to see the camera. Shock. Smile. Back to shock. Why? Also, I've been at events like this as an employee, as someone who's walking around with the camera, getting those gimbal shots and stuff. That's been my job in the past and somewhat recent past. Before, well, I shouldn't say before. Before I had my realization that a lot of this all stuff was bullshit, I was into it. I was like, if this works for the person, whatever, and I would capture all these moments. But none of the events that I was at had makeup artists. Makeup artists is a very rare thing to see at an event, especially of this size, very small. I thought it was, again, another indication that the real reason that they're doing this event, or Heidi's doing this event, is to make money, yes, but also to boost up her own reel and spending a lot of money on making it look amazing so that next year it could be more people and sell more tickets and try to build this thing, which I guess is good marketing, but like they spent money on the videographers, which it's expensive, makeup artists, which is weird. Like Bruce is getting, foundation put on to be on a stage for 70 people on a stage where you're like 6 feet away from each other. It just seems odd. That would be such a consideration, like a makeup artist for everybody. But you know what? You can spend your money on however you want. I just thought it's a little interesting. Like maybe they could have brought in a more famous speaker or an expert of some sort. But no. Invest in the makeup artist. Okay, whatever. Do what you gotta. Do your thing, girl. Okay. Did I do this Danielle workout? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna put this in the done folder. Okay, let's go back to the Instagram and we'll see where we're at now. That was Drew. That was his amazing knowledge. Chef David, he's the guy who is doing the lettuce on a plate. Here's the Squirrel Squad. This is a squirrel holding a Starbucks cup. Apparently that's supposed to be Heidi. I don't know. I guess embrace your flaws, but this is kind of like confusing as to how you're giving out advice to how to be calm, centered, empowered person when your personality is based on a rodent. I love squirrels, don't get me wrong, but I'm missing the correlation. Okay, this is one of the Zumba instructors. Excuse me. This is one of the Zumba instructors, Emily. She's got big hair, if you couldn't tell. Beautiful hair. She says the first thing you do each day can have a huge effect on the rest of your day. Do you have habits in place to ensure your day goes as smooth as possible? Do you have any things you do that bring positive energy into your morning to help you take on the day? I'd love to hear them. I think awesome music can do magical things for your mood. The simplest act of making the bed, God, here we go, another person, make your bed. It's the key to billionaire success. Sure. The simplest act of making the bed for me makes all the difference. Goal crushing. Okay. There was a lot of dancing. Let's do some dancing videos then. So let's see what Emily and her sister were helping to accomplish during this event. Let's see. Oh, this is a long one. This is 1.5 minute video. Oh, wow. Okay. Ready. Now this is my own music added because they are copyrighted. So a lot of dancing in this event. The one guy that is there for some reason. Come on, you're blocking me. So it looks like a prom or a wedding. Okay, transform fuel. Okay, so that was their dance party. I forgot to mention this theory at the top, which I should have. This, I think, was like the Heidi and Dave wedding that people had to pay for to attend and pretend that it was actually a self-help event. Because all the activities that I saw were very surrounded by Dave and Heidi, and it almost looked like, oh, we're here celebrating Dave and Heidi's marriage. That's what it felt like to me. Like for this example, they're dancing around in like a event venue. Okay, that could be, we're celebrating Dave and Heidi getting married. Okay, thanks, Taro. Goodbye. She's like, I want my Mickey pancakes.
No, I said one. You're only allowed one lizard per day. The CDC says one lizard per day, kitty. Leave me alone. I need to talk to my friends on the internet about Heidi Powell.
Okay. So, and I'll show you a couple other examples as to why I feel like it felt like a wedding. That was Exhibit A. This is Exhibit B. Like, I feel like we're watching a wedding highlight reel. Again, that was my own audio added to the end. Okay, so that's Danielle that was like, I was better, I was better, I was better. And he like drifts away into the back, defeated. I'm mad. I'm so upset. I'm Dave Hollis. I'm mad. I'm going away now. I didn't dip as well. I'm hoping Heidi has shorts on. For her own sake and everyone that's standing there's sake. Like, oh. Ooh, dinner and a show. Dance party and a pants party. But yeah, it just seems like, okay, what, like this is posted on one of the, you know, this is just like a behind the scenes moment, whatever, but like how is this helping anybody? To watch Dave and Heidi dance around. Anyways, that's Exhibit B, like I said. Let's go to Exhibit C. Okay, ready? You know how they, at weddings, they have like sparkler send-off? Like this is, I think, Dave and Heidi's sparkler send-off. They're lanterns that definitely were found and recovered, as they said. Sure. There's like 3,000 of them in the sky. They're like, we found them all. Okay, whatever you say. All right, here's Dave and Heidi. Oops. I'm sorry, I was bad at this. Okay, this is them totally helping others. I feel bad for the girl, or I shouldn't say girl, the woman. Girl, stop saying girl. Okay. The woman holding the lantern as these two lovingly look into each other's eyes and tell each other how amazing they both are as they release their lanterns into the sky, causing mass fires in California. They're actually in Arizona, so yeah, whatever, but maybe it traveled across state lines. It's like, again, it's like, I know they think that they're the stars of their own life and they're the ones who bought this, but like, shouldn't they be worrying about everyone else's wishes? Do they really need to participate in this? Oh God, sorry. And this is me. This is my role at these events. Gimbal guy. That's what I've done before. And I would be like, yeah, this is a moment. This is going in the reel. But again, like, okay, here. Here's some Dave on stage stuff. So as much as Dave is a student, not a teacher anymore, as he claimed on his podcast, he seems like a teacher here, giving these lovely ladies some advice. Here he's talking about butterflies, how he's a butterfly. No, this is, again, so the theme of the event, show up event was butterflies. We'll talk about that too. God, this is all over the place. I apologize. Okay, here is Dave giving us his wisdom.
We got this at some point, lady. I get to do life with a butterfly, and it's a reminder of the fact that I've always been one, because on the days when I don't have that faith, I get to borrow it from someone who is already fine. And so I just want to encourage everyone, if you're right now, community is filled with too many people who are reinforcing your own limiting beliefs and this idea that you are only ever going to amount to caterpillar life. You have to find ways to surround yourself with people who have seen or are already butterflies, so that you believe that you can become one yourself.
Bye, Dave. Okay, could everyone hear that? I know it was very low, but I'll translate. So he said, when am I gonna sleep? I need to sleep, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's like, oh, poor Dave, he doesn't sleep because he's so passionate about whatever the fuck he's passionate about these days. So now the Sea of Harbor is out. Paddling your own boat, using maps of meaning or whatever, and finding your harbor and your lighthouse. Garbage. Throw that in the trash. Now we're all about cocooning yourself and becoming a butterfly. And if you don't know how to do that, just find a butterfly, because then you can fly already. Right? That's what he said. Okay, let's watch it again. I'll recap as we go.
I get to do life with a butterfly.
I get to do life with a butterfly. I have things to say. None of them good. How is Heidi a butterfly? What does that even mean? I guess you have to be there to understand the context of this, but what? She's cocoon? What? I don't understand. She spread her wings and what? Flies around and just flitters all over. Social butterfly? So they're saying butterflies are better than caterpillars. You have to evolve into the best version of yourself. Blah, blah, blah. I think this whole idea is so old-fashioned, and can't we just, caterpillars are important too. Being a caterpillar is fine. Being a butterfly is just showing off all the time. Look, I can fly and I'm beautiful. That's not necessarily better than a caterpillar just chilling and eating and preparing for winter. You know? I don't know. That's my analogy of butterflies. It's just can't we just talk? This is the whole thing. Why don't you just talk about what your experience is in life and stop with these fucking symbolic explanations I get to live with a butterfly because I'm a caterpillar and your life is just talk about your experience and people can take it or leave it. Let's just do that. Anyways. Hi, Camellia. Welcome. It's been so long since we've spoken. Just kidding, we talked this morning. Okay.
And it's a reminder of the fact that I've always been one, because...
It's a reminder of the fact that I've always been one. He's been a butterfly too? I'm confused.
On the days when I don't have that faith,
On the days where I don't have that faith,
to borrow it from someone who is already flying.
I get to borrow it from someone who's already flying. I don't understand the context of this at all.
So I just want to encourage everyone, if you're...
And now, okay, my lived experience is now going to be a life lesson for the general public, okay? This is the transition that he has perfected via Rachel.
Right now, community is filled with too many people who are reinforcing your own limiting beliefs and this...
If you're in a community with people who are reinforcing your limiting beliefs, okay, limiting beliefs, bingo card. It's literally every self-help grifter's key phrase right now. Limiting beliefs. All right, got it.
You are only ever going to amount to caterpillar life.
You're only going to amount to caterpillar life. This analogy is so stupid.
To find ways to surround yourself with people who have seen or are already butterflies.
Who does Dave surround himself with? Other self-help grifters? How well did that do for him? He surrounded himself with people who literally are multimillionaires giving advice to other people. He literally ended up in a rehab program because he's so unhappy with how his life is going. Like, I don't like, and some people argue, well, he can give advice, but not actually live it himself. It's okay to give advice that you don't take, that you don't do yourself. No, it's not. When your qualifications are, my life is great, therefore take my advice. If you have a degree in like advice giving, fine. But if your qualifications come from, this is what I've accomplished, this is what I've done, here are my tips, you better be using those tips, or else the information is stupid and null and void. You can believe you become one yourself. Shut up. I'm so sick of him. God. Dave, are we talking about peace? No. I'm talking about buying my book.
Dave, you're talking about peace, aren't you? No, I'm talking about buying my book. $18 stinking dollars.
18 stinking butterflies. Okay, since we're on the butterfly thing, so we not only release lanterns of fire into the sky, excuse me again. Oh my God, that's gross. But I did chug an entire LaCroix. Forgive me. I am just a simple caterpillar, but eating leaves all morning. They released butterflies into the wild nature of an Arizona parking lot to represent that they've come full circle or some shit. So anyways, it says, I have so much to say about the Show Up Summit. However, I'm going to have to do multiple posts. We closed out with a butterfly release. Again, like a very wedding, like release the doves after we say our vows moment. My butterfly's wings were stuck. This shows the amazing women helping it to fly. Thank you, Heidi, for all of the life-changing words. I love you, I love you, I love you. Unhealthy, okay.
What happened?
I'm just kidding. Literally called Operation. Come on.
Oh,
There goes.
Yay!
It's heading right for the TGI Fridays. So beautiful. Okay. That's the wonderful butterfly release, and I feel kind of bad for it that it had its like wings stuck because it was probably in a package that she bought from like Amazon. Like, you know, release these butterflies, and the poor thing's like stuck together. But at least it flew away. Okay, and let's go back to the lanterns for a second. The first night, I think, we're gonna see exactly how many lanterns were in the sky, and you're gonna tell me that, oh, I didn't screenshot it unfortunately, but she posted like, oh, I've released, or my team found all of the lanterns that were released into the sky. No, there's no way. There's no actual way you could do that physically. And like the picture was like her team, it was like looked like her son had one of them. But I think she preemptively did not want the criticism of like, oh, that's not really great for the environment. Anyways, here's another shot of it.
Oh, she was ready to go, guys. She said bye. See you later. Bye.
Look how many there are.
Not really for me.
Look how far they are. They went around the neighborhood and found all of them. Come on. There's no way. You're lying. They all were accounted for. Yeah. People in Phoenix, Arizona are going to be picking this up for months. Okay. Is there any more lanterns? I don't think so. Oh, yes. Okay, here's one more. Oops. This is my own music again. Dave just standing awkwardly. Waiting for his turn to hug Heidi. So grateful to get to do this work of releasing fire into the sky for no reason. This is like the gender reveal fire saga that happened last year when they were like had a fire of some sort to tell it was like a, you know, baby, what gender the baby was, and they caused a wildfire that like killed people. Like, oh, the irony. Okay, so that was the lantern. You saw the butterfly release, you saw the lantern release. Okay, let's go back to the Instagram and see what else we can learn. Okay, let's do Bruce now. Bruce, if we remember, was supposed to be a speaker at the other conference, which was called Con. I even forget now, it's so long ago, like 2 months ago, because the Hollis world goes so fast. Like a normal year is like 10 years in the Hollis universe. So if we all remember, Dave was hosting a men's conference in the woods. No, it's like a luxury cabin in Austin, near Austin, where they were going to throw axes with men and talk about their feelings. Wonderful. And Bruce was going to be a part of that. So who is he? He became, not famous, I wouldn't say he's famous. He became part of this universe when he was on Extreme Weight Loss with Chris and Heidi. And apparently, again, after the divorce, he went more to the Heidi camp, surprisingly. And if you remember also, when Heidi was trying to sell tickets to the general public for this event, she had basically just gave his whole trauma story about his childhood and the trials that he faced as a child to people interested in buying a ticket, which I thought was in very poor taste. She basically just said, like, oh, you know, Bruce's dad, da, 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 and like outed him completely, a very private and traumatic story. Whatever. So that's her choice. Apparently he's fine with it. Cool. He said, you don't inherit your attitude, you choose your attitude. Okay. So let's see Bruce. He's got an interesting delivery style that I don't resonate with personally, but it's not to say everyone wouldn't. It just seems very aggressive to me. But here's Bruce.
Who he's become. Talk about a caterpillar who cocooned and was patient and let every opportunity come to him and worked his butt off.
Actually do what she's becoming now. And I'm going to talk today about who you want to become and how you become that. And not just stop anymore. And all this stuff that you've heard, and now take it to the next level. Don't just stop. You know what I mean? Are you committed or are you interested? You gotta ask yourself that. You interested? Like the 5 individuals that walked up here yesterday, okay? They were committed. How many worked? I heard like a count.
Okay, so that was just snippets that were posted on the Instagram, so there's not much context there, but it seems just like very much like, if you're not here to win, you're here to lose, like, you know, basketball coach style, or like track coach, like if you don't hit the 100 in 2 seconds, you better just go home to your mommy, you know, that kind of style. Not my cup of tea. I felt very similar about Trent Shelton talking at Rachel's Rise conference. It's a very masculine style, I feel. Some people might do well with that. It's just like kind of like that bullying you to feel like you should get off your ass and work. No one wants to work these days. That's kind of the vibe I got. You know, and he's got his own event now too. I forget what it's called, but he's got his own like conference. So he's got some background, at least, dealing these types of things.
Actually do what she's becoming now. And I'm going to talk today about who you want to become and how you become that. And not just stop anymore. And help me shape to who I am today. And that's Chris and Heidi. Especially Heidi.
Okay, I know he's crying. I don't know what he's crying about. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. But if you heard it, he says, the people who shape me who I am today, Chris and Heidi. Then he takes a pause. And especially Heidi. It's like, God. Perfect example of without Chris, where would Heidi be? And now she's bringing Dave on as if like, oh, she needs to have a partner with her at all times. But then it's going to tell women how to be independent and how to be strong and, you know, self-sufficient. It just seems counterintuitive. But yeah, I'm sure Dave allegedly is the person who's like recording a lot of this content, but which is weird because he's in half of the content on Heidi's Instagram. So I'm confused as to why he's like, I'm taking over her Instagram when he's in half the shots. But I digress. He's like, oh, I attribute my success to Chris and Heidi. Like Dave's like, well, what about me? What about me? I said that thing about being a cocoon butterfly, being a caterpillar is bad. What, you didn't learn from that? You didn't get anything from that? We're going a little bit out of order, but here's Bruce walking up to the stage, and I put a little bit of my music in it because it's copyrighted, some of it, but again, I think she's talking about cocoons, butterflies, and bullshit. Butterflies, I don't know, butterflies, booty thrusts, and bullshit. Welcome to the Show Up conference. Okay, that was lame. All right, here's Bruce.
That I have him on my stage today, on our stage, this is all of ours, is such an honor. Ladies and gentlemen.
That front row really got a lot of towels. And we'll get to this person in a minute. None of them made it past. And I know they're towels, but like, woo, front row. Woo, front row. I can't hear you. Woo, front row. It's like, okay. Get a t-shirt. Make it a little bit. Make the people in the back have a little hope. My God. All right. So that was Bruce. You know, he seems to be part of Heidi's universe, very closely tied to her. I don't really have much to say about him. There's another woman who's also part of the Zumba squad. She was not really, I don't remember her being there a ton, but they were just doing a lot of like, okay, girls, let's do it. Like a lot of that seemed to be, you know, her thing. Okay, so here is the whole group. So let's count quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 40. 1, 2, 3. She's not 1. 4. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So let's say another 40 people, so 80. That's including Danielle, who's obviously paid to be there, and a couple people, Heidi's in the front, so about 70. So I think that I'm right. And then I think too, hold on. I think also these people here, larger than life, that's Bruce's company. So maybe these people came to fill it in a little bit, because maybe there wasn't enough. I don't know. We can't say for sure that everyone here paid. Because there's Bruce too, so minus him, and maybe minus these people. And there's Danielle. So that's how many people showed up. Showed up, get it? I love it. Butterflies, bath towels, and bullshit. Welcome to the Show Up Summit. Okay. So, that is that. Let's go back to, let's just watch a bunch. We'll watch a bunch and we'll just talk about it. How about that? Because some of these don't really fall into categories. This is a red carpet event before the dance party. And I think this is supposed to be like Dave and Heidi reeling in this person to come and do their photo with her.
Let me have this right now.
a weird moment. Like, she got energy in that moment, at least. Oops, nope, sorry. Yeah, okay, that was pretty boring. But fishy face I thought was interesting. Okay, so here, let's talk about the teen, the daughter of the winner. Okay, it says, in case you missed it, this is why. To witness a mama watching her daughter love herself, love who she is, healing, building confidence, self-love, and pride. Okay, got no issues with that. She's also 14 years old, so, you know, I am not going to make fun of a child. So here we go. Woo! Now this is part of the finalists.
What? Oh my god! What?
Okay, so she's happy that her daughter got some good photos. She's feeling confident. She was crying. I think it extended out. There's a second version that's a little bit longer. She's like, oh, I'm so happy. My daughter, you know, is feeling good about herself. Okay, so then she goes on stage. Oh God. Okay, well, you see her face a little bit, but sorry. She actually like speaks on stage, which I thought was odd and interesting. I mean, I'm not against it, but it's just like we're all there, and I wasn't there, but I would imagine we're all here to make, you know, to learn something, and maybe we can learn from a 14-year-old, but I don't know, it's a lot of pressure to go on stage and talk, and I think she handled herself well, but I don't know, it just, it seems like almost like, okay, I need someone to praise me and see how much they learned from me, so come up on stage and show everyone out in the audience how amazing I am as your, you know, guru. And she's going to talk about butterflies too, so I guess she learned the message.
And seeing how much we are right in this moment, and that we can become a butterfly. Okay. We all have this shared.
I think it's this is a text, and I'm assuming this came from Dave because he was the one supposedly like writing the captions. These kids of ours are watching. They model what we show them. Believe us by our actions, not words. He needs to read his words and understand, like, yo, bro, you got out of rehab, which I think it's great that he went, but you were there like 2 weeks ago. Now you're already back full facing. I'm going to tell you how to be a butterfly and give you advice on a stage and pay thousands of dollars to hear me speak. It's like, I don't think you're showing your kids like just performatively, you know, go away for a little bit and then come back and do the same thing all over again. But okay, that's, you know, the Dave irony there.
Perception of what success is, and that the use of the pillar and everyone at the top they're not satisfied. They're just, you know, this is where everyone else wants to be. So why aren't we happy here? You know, we should be happy here.
Okay, and I'm not criticizing this teen at all, but the captions, it's like the reminder that and this is like, you know, why is she teaching a class? But anyways, the reminder that happiness when isn't the answer. When we lose the weight, find the relationship. How do we honor the good that exists in the here and now? Why are we doing a 60-day transformation then? Why are we doing a 60-day challenge? Why are we doing conferences? Because if that's true, why do this then? Why don't we just stay at home and just like learn to appreciate what we already have? Why do we need to go and transform, literally transform into a butterfly? Why can't I be happy as a caterpillar? All this logic is not logical. It's just like they're like, oh, just say whatever and like just hope that people like it. Just say it in a way that makes people feel like good. Like, oh yeah, you're better than everyone else. Woo, because you're here. Woo, you did this. We're dancing. Woo, this is so fun. Woo. It's like, the advice you're giving doesn't actually make sense in application.
But until you realize that, you know, you can be more, there's more outside of the pillar. It's really cool to see the potential that you have within yourself, and that you don't have to use other people to get there. It's all within you.
And what she said too is like, you don't have to use other people. You can just do it yourself. It's like, why are we using Heidi and Dave as inspiration? You can just believe in yourself already. I totally agree with what she's saying. Her mom doesn't apparently agree, but you know, I think what she said was right. Okay. Oops. Okay, we got about this much left. Let's talk about the pageant. Now, this is again totally out of alignment with what they just said about you are already perfect, you are already great, you don't need to change in any way. Okay, but why are we doing winners? Why are we picking a winner? I don't understand. You have to win what? Win the biggest change? I think that's so, again, counterintuitive to the message that they're trying to deliver. Like, you're special and you're great and everyone's the same. But we're going to put this woman on a pedestal because she did it the best. It's like, okay. That makes sense. And it says, we interrupt this dance party to crown the Get Fit 2022 grand prize winner. Huge congratulations to everyone of these amazing, huge congratulations to every one of these amazing women. They are all winners for their extraordinary transformation inside and out. I thought we weren't transforming. I'm confused. Okay, here we go. Now, to me, this looks like they're going to show her in a bikini in a second, like her before and after photos. Tell me how that's appropriate in any way to put on this as she's like celebrating her special moment. And then again, tell me how the scale doesn't matter, like physical looks don't matter. Yeah, we're going to plaster her picture up here in a bikini and show like how much she's lost in weight. Only weight. Because you cannot quantify the amazing transformation she's had in her mind. I also own that jumper, that blue jumpsuit, and I love it. And those are the shoes I wear with it too.
The winner of this year's Miss Show Up is Amanda!
And why is Dave crowning her? Oh, he's blessing her. Okay, with his kingship. Now they're gonna give her a sash and a crown. I don't know. This just seems like, for what? Losing weight? Okay, here's the photo of her in a bikini. How skinny she is now. You really gotta do her like that? "60 days, ... too is like these other women on stage are, you know, they're being supportive and they're happy for her, but wouldn't they have wanted that moment for themselves too? Like, oh, I wish I could have won. Like, that's a natural human thought. Like, I wish I would have won. I wish I would have made the biggest transformation. So they have to like awkwardly stand there and be happy for her, which is fine, you know, like that's part of life. But like so they're losers to them, right? Like if she's the winner, the 4 other ones are not as good as the one that won, right? Like, how can you not say like, oh, well, no, everyone's the same, but this person gets a special jewel crown and a sash they can wear all day. It's like the actual message is lost in translation for me. For me. Okay. Here's and let's talk about for a second. Let's talk about the classes, because there were some classes that were offered. You had to choose which one you wanted to go to. So I think that's probably the most valuable thing I've seen. Like hearing about Dave being a caterpillar, not valuable. Hearing about Heidi's advice on what a non-scale victory looks like, you know, not that helpful, especially for someone who, you know, sells a scale on her Instagram. So these actually could be helpful-ish. There was a nutrition one, there's like a yoga one, and there's a self-defense one. So here's the self-defense one. Kara Smith, she's apparently a black belt. That's pretty cool. And she was teaching women how to defend themselves. Again, worth $4,000? No. Gonna help me become me? I mean, it could help save me, I suppose, from being attacked, but I don't think it's like I'm discovering myself through a self-defense class that you can take at the YMCA for $30, but you know, again, I'm nitpicking here, but
Okay, so
more dancing. More dancing. Dave. So it also looked there like they had an MC who was a man, so another man participating, which again, I'm not anti-man. I just think if 99% of the audience is women, why not try to find a woman that might be an MC? There's tons of women MCs. They couldn't find one. So, okay, self-defense class looked a little not hands-on, at least in this moment, and then another dance party. So one fairly possibly useful class to one fluff moment. We already did the birthday one. Okay, here's a workout. More dancing. Just seems like the point I'm showing you all this is like, what'd you do this weekend? Well, I did this for Instagram. There's a lot of that, and maybe that's all they showed, but like, it's just, you know, it's very similar to, and I see Camellia saying this is so sad compared to Rise. Yeah, but also very very similar to Rise in many ways. And I think I have it somewhere. Part of Rise, even the virtual one that I went to, and I did a video about it from a few months, well, now probably a year ago. She was like in between all the speakers, there was like dance break, and you like chaotically dance, like dance break, and then sit down. Okay, all right, woo, that was great. I burned 1 calorie. Okay, now we're gonna talk about drinking water, and that was a Rise thing. And Rachel reading, which I know a lot of people don't agree with me again, but Rachel reading a book at the end of Rise Conference, to me, feels like infantilizing women. How many times at a male-dominated conference is the person on stage reading a book to everybody? It just seems like, oh, my little children are here, the little women children, the little girlies, literally calling them girls. I call people girls too. I need to work on it, but my little girlies here, okay, story time, reading a book. I mean, Heidi's reading about a butterfly book at the end of her conference. It's like she's literally ripping off Rachel. You know, Rachel ripped off a lot of other people too in her work, but the thing that's sad about all this is, here's my hypothesis. Dave wanted Rachel, right? He still wants Rachel back. So he created Heidi to be Rachel 2.0. We've talked about that already. That seems to be perfect. Like, okay, make a conference, do exactly what Rachel did. I'll be the support staff like I did with Rachel, and I'll support you, and I'll have all the women that come to the event want to be with me and want to emulate you and my relationship. Okay, so now Heidi has basically become Rachel, self-help guru queen. Heidi wants to date Chris, wants to marry Chris again. So instead of, Chris isn't interested apparently, so she's gonna make Dave a fitness expert. So now she's doing a fitness challenge with Dave as opposed to Chris. And now we're all supposed to pretend like this is totally normal and great and fine. And it's like, okay. So they just created the partners that they wanted. They've made their own reality. However, it's very sad that the person that they're with had to change completely to fit in with them. Okay, let's see. Let's just open all these. I'm sick of this. We're just gonna watch them all quickly. They're all fast. Okay, here is, someone sent this to me on. Okay, that was just registration. All right, here's a TikTok that some of the creators made together, the participants. I added my own music to it. So it looks like they're having fun. is what it was really for. Like this to happen. Like you met people online, you want to meet in person because it's much more of a deeper connection to actually meet someone in person and get to know them versus through Zoom or whatever. So they got together and they did this, but they could have done this without paying $4,000. They could have decided to meet somewhere and have a nice relaxing weekend. I'm glad that they met each other and they seem to be getting along, but there's other ways they could have done it for a lot cheaper. This is one of the participants. She's the one who did the self-defense class. She's talking about how, proud of Heidi she is.
Heidi put on an event that was incredible, and I'm really, really proud of her, and I loved being able to witness her do it. The attendees that were there, the magic in the room is always really, really cool, and I'm happy for Heidi that it worked out the way it did. I got to meet a lot of new people and be inspired, and it just reminds me to get out of my house and get out of my bubble, and
that's how it cut off. She cut it off herself, not me. Okay, here's Heidi.
Oh man, on the red carpet, here we are. Oh.
And the whole thing is Heidi's I'm gonna not be on my phone. Dave's gonna be on my phone, so I can stay present with my in-person attendees, and yet she is on her phone very often, I think. Okay, this is a workout, day 3. Not gonna lie, I was nervous, but it became much more than a workout. It became a lesson in teamwork and being okay with others carrying the load. Great start to the morning. Interesting. Well, they couldn't keep up. They're like, okay, that's fine. And just this all looks like like I said, YMCA style boot camp class. Done these a million times. Didn't pay $4,000 for it. Betty, I see you have questions. We are going to be doing the next episode on Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Cringefluencers. I had to work last week, so we canceled because of my lack of negotiating around that time. But next week, it's on, baby. It's on. So that's the answer. Okay, this is the nutrition guy talking about nutrition. Squirrel fuel. So this is the people who chose to go to nutrition class. I mean, I'm assuming this is the most worth the money. Okay, so pretty uneventful, but yeah, getting some nutritional advice from a dietitian would be better. From a nutritional expert, I guess it's fine. Okay, this is Heidi's teenage daughter who apparently took off school to be at this event. She looks uncomfortable to me, but she's part of the show now. She doesn't look like she wants to be there, but who am I to judge? Okay.
Oh my God, selfie! Here we go! Oh!
I told you this is the woo event. Okay, so no equipment. They had an improv duo come in and do some improv. You can't really understand what they're talking about because it's part of the larger picture. So they had entertainment from these two guys from Chandler, Arizona. Okay, here's Heidi giving advice that she does not take. Okay.
Where we focus on the process. We celebrate. What do we celebrate? I think it's Mondays, right? NFBs. Every Monday. We celebrate where we focus on the results. And we know that the numbers are temporary. The weight loss game is temporary. It's not fulfilling. It actually hurts our progress. But in the transformation game, we focus on the process. We learn to love the the process. We celebrate, what do we celebrate? I think it's Mondays, right? NFVs, every Monday. We celebrate non-scale victories.
I find it funny that she's like, we do that Mondays, right? As if someone else does it, which probably they do. But she's acting like, oh yeah, I'm in the group and I'm like a big participant of the group and I'm like watching all your progress. She's like, we do that on Mondays, right? Like we like do that thing on Mondays. And I agree with Camellia. Yeah, I'm not hugging anybody. unless I ask specifically and say, do you mind if I hug you, or vice versa? But there won't be expected hugs if we ever do a meet and greet. From me and Camellia as well. Sorry, everybody. Okay, here's more Heidi.
Action that we start to see change. So this is some of the stuff we're going to cover in the next few days. We're going to talk about belief change. We're going to talk about behavior change. And we're going to talk about being change. Oh, we got a slide for that. I love it. It's actually in your workbook too. I remember seeing it there. But guys, these are the three areas right here: belief, behavior, being, that will start to make new changes and help you take action in your life.
Thanks, Lindsay. Lindsay Pie, welcome. Transformation is her jam. Okay, that's it. That's all the videos, at least that I had collected from earlier. So let's go for a second to, well, we can go to the photos too. I didn't look at all the photos. Hold on. Also, just again to confirm that this is a wedding, a secret wedding for Dave, and a free wedding that was paid for by the people at this fitness challenge. Here's Dave and Heidi. Heidi arching her back and exposing herself on the couch. And for sake of the picture, it should just be like the Hollises. This could be changed into the congratulations to the Hollises here. That's the picture they show. Okay, that's the one, the group photo, which says, I sat in the presence of magic this week as I witnessed love, light, and true transformation in a way I never have before. I'm in awe of what my team helped me pull off. Oh, they just helped her now. They didn't do it all for her, like she said before. These people right here, and some who couldn't be here, are the greatest. Cool. Okay, this is the... And now here's more self-congratulating, self-pitying Heidi. After months of the hardest and most passionate work I've ever done, my labor of love came to life. We brought what started as a challenge to a whole new level. And we crowned the queen. Now I'm gonna hug. She really knows like what makes a photo look good, and it's helpful for someone like me who has to like get video and photos, but it comes off very inauthentic in person. It's like you hug a certain way, you like look at each other a certain way, so the camera looks like, oh, that moment is captured so authentically, so candidly. But in reality, she's like holding the same pose for like 12 seconds, like. But like you're not telling the person like, oh, we're posing, so it's super awkward. I've seen it in person. It's like very uncomfortable. Girlfriend, like who does that? Like no one's doing that in real life. But she's on stage. She knows that there's cameras. That's why she's doing it. This mama right here, you guys, our first ever Miss Show Up 2022. Miss Show Up. Okay. Thought we were over pageants, but all right. I was in pageants when I was in high school. They're not good for you. I'll just say that. They didn't make me feel good about myself. She's showing her how to pose. That's on brand. Okay. Like she's got to be a part of it. One of the coolest moments of the event was seeing this mama win with her sweet 14-year-old daughter there to witness. So beautiful to see a mother leader her daughter through such a beautiful example. Okay, we got enough photos. We got it. We got it, Heidi. We got it. Thanks, Heidi. We got it. Okay, we already saw this one. Okay, that's her and her daughter. She's having a flood of emotions still and actually having a hard time processing what just happened. Words aren't flowing as freely, so bear with me over the next week while I allow them to come up and share as they do. So many thoughts and feelings I've never felt before, to be honest. Okay. Gratitude for her incredible team. These women right here, man oh man, I cannot get emotional thinking about them. They've been with me through so much. What, you're divorced? Come on. That's not so much. Seen me at my lowest. I freaking love their guts. So grateful. Okay, here's the team. They made magic happen this week. I'm telling you, real life Avengers, all so uniquely talented with hearts of gold, coming together for a purpose greater than I've ever been a part of. Okay, here's the gratitude for Dave. This is what Dave has done. So much gratitude for Dave. For so generously capturing and sharing the moment of magic on my social so that I could remain present with my people, except for this vid, at Morgan, whatever, and like 12 to 27 other videos that he was in or that she was doing herself. So he only somewhat showed up for this job. And this is right after they announced that they were married and they were coming down to say hello to the reception hall. Not really, but that's what it looks like, right? And he's dancing the same way he used to dance on Rachel's stage. Oh, and this is the weird part. Okay, hold on. Where's my mouse? What a weird way to describe. This is why I'm like confused as if they're together or not. Because he's like, oh, it's complicated. Our relationship is complicated. He mentioned that on Heidi's story the other day. And it says, also grateful to have buddy who has no shame. I think she meant to say my buddy or a buddy who has no shame and will act equally as ridiculous as I always am. Who calls their partner their buddy? Interesting choice of words, in my humble opinion. Okay, this is when she's getting her mic put on, and you can see Bruce. Oh, is
it? Does it go up like that?
By the way, though, you look fantastic as well.
Under my hair?
He's so creepy, my God.
The question is gonna be.
Come flood this. Sorry. That was an overreaction. Okay. Now this is a little odd too. She's like, she was panicked that she was gonna go on stage and screw it up or something. And this Danielle, the yoga instructor, had to calm her down. But I don't think they talked about it. Anyways, basically it's like she was in a different post. She said that she was so nervous that, she was crying and had to be calmed down. And trust, these are not moments I was proud of at the time. I think she deleted this post. She must have. Because there was another one in between that said like she was so terrified to go on stage. And probably someone told her like, don't put that. And then Danielle helped her. Okay, but man, I'm proud of me for being shared to death. Oh, she's definitely been shared to death. Sharing her own life to death. I think scared. And doing it anyways. The things we're the most scared of are the things that once faced. Oh, that once faced. I think there needs to be a comma there. Maybe Dave wrote this, probably. The things we're the most scared of are the things that once faced are meant to change the world, change our world. It's like, what are you scared of? Hosting a conference that you're making 80 grand at? Yeah, big fear in my life is making $90,000 in one weekend. Whew, I'm scared. Okay. And the most gratitude for my inaugural show up friends. You guys are magic. You are magic, and you created magic this week. I can't wait to see the magic you go on to create back home. Another one. Oh, here's a heart picture with me and Dave and our brides of honor who paid money to be here. Okay, the winner, Miss Show Up 2022. The birthday girl, Alyssa. Okay, this is the recap. I'm not going to play the audio because it'll get banned. Becoming you. Okay, we got the butterfly gif. Oh, that's it. Okay, so we're doing more meditation with Danielle. See, I told you, like, she does like most of the sessions, it feels like. Dang, I can't believe what we did, team. They created you, they showed up, they danced, they hip-hopped, they yogaed a lot of yoga. And also in Rise, the last Rise, they leaned into meditation a lot. She had like several a day meditation sessions, which to me is like kill time. You don't have anything to say, meditation. You don't have a speaker to put in, meditation. You're just sitting there in silence. It's like, we don't have to fill the time with anything of value. I mean, meditation is valuable, but like, am I really getting like that much deep wisdom by sitting in a room in Arizona? Yeah, butterflies, caterpillars. Like, maybe, but you can also do that for free at your house. Okay, more Dave and her dipping each other. Okay, wonderful. Can we please fast forward to spring 2023 so we can do this all again? So, a year from today, I don't know if she'll make it in the sense of like she'll still be relevant and have people wanting to buy her stuff in a year. I don't think Dave will at least be a part of that, but we'll see. Okay. The photographer. Okay, we laughed. We cried. She made sure to have the tissue just in the right spot to show we cried. I'm so proud of me. Yay! Can't wait for the next one. Wonderful. So yeah, let's go back to the photos. Make sure we've covered it all. We've done it all, we've seen it all. We came, we saw, we conquered. We'll just go in order. How about that? And we'll skip the ones I already talked about. Let's skip to the good part. Ah! You remember that song? It's on TikTok. Okay, did this one. Okay, here's Heidi stealing Rachel's shtick. Reading a book about butterflies. I don't like that. And I will tell you again why. I think it's infantilizing to say like a bunch of grown women who have $4,000 that have invested in this for whatever reason will benefit by hearing Heidi Powell read a children's book to them. No. Are we that like, it just makes me feel like I want to learn about investing too and starting a business too and doing things that are much more useful for my time than, oh, Heidi's going to read me a book about butterflies. Come on. Thanks, Kitty Mervine. Welcome. Thank you. Stretching his arm forward, raising his thumb up. And for that, I say, I send thanks to
my guardian angels, my spirit guides.
That's who I'm thanking for that. Thank you, Kitty. Okay, dancing. Here's an interesting cryptic message. It's the knee for me. And I don't know what IYKYK is. If you know, you know. Oh, if you know, you know. Is this a wedding thing? It's the knee for me. If you know, you know. Huh? Speculations? Please let me know in the comments below. What does this mean? Are they engaged already? Are they never gonna get engaged? I thought it was his buddy or it was her buddy. I know I'm misunderstanding. Peace. Yoga. More crotch shots. More day before the wedding day shots. Okay, this also looks like okay, why is he up there? Again, it's like this is the part, the rehearsal dinner where they're sitting and everyone's toasting them. That's what it looks like. What could they possibly, they've been together for a year. They're both out of divorces. They've had a nightmare of a relationship. He's got an alcohol problem. What could they possibly have to share right now? Okay. Truth Bombs by Fit to Fat, Drew. Okay, she's game changer. We already looked at the schedule. These are the finalists again, the winner. Here's Drew. He's got white teeth. He's got very white teeth. Physical transformation is way more mental and spiritual than you think. Plus, we need empathy with one another. Okay. Oh yeah, every day also we got Heidi's outfit of the day before the event started. This one is, on a day filled with so many incredible breakthroughs, facing fears, bonding in community, belly laughs, and spontaneous dance parties, there was also this dress. Bless. Day 2 starts at dawn. See you then. We ride at dawn. Okay. More people who are there. They seem happy. That's great. Okay. A lovely moment captured of the lovebirds. Oh. You're done with this? You don't want to live stream anymore? No. Sorry, everybody. Okay. That's Tara for you. She is done with this stream. Okay. More Dave moments. More Dave moments. It's like he seemed to be holding a mic way more than he was supposed to, allegedly, in the beginning of this whole thing. Not only did she hold the stage, but held carefully the hearts of everyone in attendance. How does one do that? How does one hold? I don't even know what that means. Okay. Here is this is pre the event. This is when Dave started to take over the Instagram. In the zone, this woman is so freaking ready. T-minus 2 hours to showtime. This is, I guess, the morning before. Also, is this the slide where I'm fired as junior associate social media manager? Dave, so funny. Okay. Heidi is teaching us a new way to think about goals. Okay. It starts with our thoughts because they feed our beliefs, mindsets, actions, results, and confidence. Okay, this all seems fairly obvious, but you know. I know. Everyone's saying you want Mickey Mouse pancakes. When you come up here, Kitty, and you purr like that, it makes me look really bad to our friends on the internet. Okay, so I'm gonna ignore you for the next 2 hours, okay? All right, leave me alone. I'm just kidding. Her little cute face is so cute. Give me just little cute. I'm gonna write a children's book called Taro and Keya's Adventures Around the World. I'll put it out. I'll set it to premiere on National Cat Day, and then I'll push it back 12 times. Cause of this viral moment, Kitty. Yeah. Oh, she's like, you can't see her obviously. You only see the back of her head. She looks so happy and relaxed. We're gonna me and my cat spend obscene amounts of time together. I've seen her like for an hour in the last week. Obscene amounts. Anyways. Apparently she had a stylist, just like Rachel. Has a stylist too. It's an okay outfit. Ain't nothing I can't find at the Gap on a mannequin, but you know. I'm a Stitch Fix girl myself. I've mentioned that before. I'm trying to get sponsored by them. And by trying, I mean just telling people that I use Stitch Fix and hoping that it manifests itself. Because that's what the gurus told me to do. So, here we are. Loving all the gold nuggets from Heidi. Okay, this is before. Did I show you this one? This is from like way before the actual summit. But it was like, this is what it looks like to care. What look is she giving? This is what it looks like to care, maybe too much, about the event you're about to put on. If you're making 80 grand from an event, you better care a whole fuck ton. Excuse me for my language. Yeah, Tara, I have something to tell you. Get a life. She's like, what? I don't have the Get a Life one, do I? Oh yeah, I do.
Get a life.
Tara, I have something to tell you.
Get a life.
She's like, but I want pets and treats. That's what she really wants. She's had a treat this morning. She's like, I need more treats. Okay, just shut up, Heidi. Not Taro. Never shut up, Kitty. Heidi's like, yeah, I just care too much. No, you don't. There's no such thing as caring too much, in my opinion, when you're making that much money. If it was for a charity thing, okay. You're spending years not actually spending, you're losing money or you're becoming homeless because you care so much. That's too much. This, no. Heidi yelling, okay? Wonderful. That's the helpers. Cool. There's more hugging on the bus. On the quiet ride. We talked about that one. Here's an improv dude. That's another wedding photo. This person said that the last 48 hours was amazing. They loved their experience. So this person got something out of it. Oh, there's your eyes. Hold on. Stand by. I'm sorry. I know we're here for the snark. But look. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi.
Say hi to our friends on the internet.
Usually she's meowing more. I'm surprised she's being quiet. So, again, you want to spend $4,000, $1,000 on whatever you want. Who am I to judge? If you got value out of it, fine. Do I think I would have gotten value out of it? No. More Dave and Heidi photos. They seem to be the stars of this event. Yeah, this is her caring too much. This is her mom and her daughter that got to be there too. Wonderful. Okay, these are all ones. Okay, soaking in more nutritional education. I'm on a journey to relearn how and what to eat. Okay, this guy's at least brought some food for everyone to try. That's good. Bruce was the party bus crew. Pump up the vibe. Life-changing women. Maybe. Heidi teaching people how to pose correctly. And this is, I'm assuming, Dave's caption. Heidi Lynn has moves. That definitely is a Dave post. Confidence is so contagious, and this woman is passing it out like candy on Halloween. Dave is so cringy. He is the ultimate cringe influencer. She's passing it out like it's candy, folks. The big guy here has a joke to say. And like, why is he in these photos? Like, I just, like, as if he's a celebrity of some sort. Anyways, okay. And I think some of these, like, she doesn't, I don't know who these people are. I blocked their faces, but like, the level of intimacy that she seems to have with these strangers, like hugging and grabbing and nuzzling, it just makes me uncomfortable. I wouldn't want someone to touch me like that, but I didn't know personally. Okay, more dress selfies in her bedroom. The team afterwards, celebrating the team. She's on top. She's the top queen. And more. Okay, their first toast as man and wife. I mean, as completing the conference. This person works for MLM. I looked into it. Rodan and Fields, just in case anyone wanted to know. This absolutely amazing woman, so she's writing about Danielle, the yoga person. This absolutely amazing woman is pure light and joy. Thank you for pouring into us at the event. I've learned to open up to receive thanks to you. I will be doing more to pour into myself so that I'm self-full, for the others in my life can receive the overflow from my full cup. I mean, again, it's just the same jargon that I've heard a million trillion times. That cup, you gotta fill up your cup first before you can pour into others. And more yoga. Danielle hopefully got paid because she doesn't have that many followers. I'm afraid that Heidi might have like leveraged, come for free and work for free for 2 days to get some Insta followers. I'll shout you out. And didn't pay her because she worked hard. She did like 7 sessions, it looks like. So grateful to be surrounded by so many friends who have found their voice and power and showcase their ability to fly as they poured into this community. There's more pouring. And Zumba. I can't lie, I love Zumba. I love Zumba. Did anyone do Zumba Strong before? That was my class back in the day. So yeah, that's basically it. My final thoughts. Here's my Jerry Springer final thoughts. Tara, you ready? Could have been worse. It actually turned out a lot better than I think it could have. I think she would have probably, if it was up to her, because she had a whole team of people helping her in the planning process and setting stuff up. I think if it was up to her, she probably would have just had like one room with a chair in front of it and been like, okay, worship me at my feet, would probably be my thoughts. But, they put in effort. They had balloons and stuff. They had different areas. They had some, things. The VIP night looked okay. Like they actually had, like a nice menu card and tablecloth. And so a lot of things, little touches I thought were better than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be like I said, like a empty room with her and Dave just talking for 12 hours straight. That's what I think they would have preferred, honestly, that couple. But because they had someone probably more reasonable, more experienced, helping them plan, it actually worked out fairly well. So overall, if you got the money to spend and you got nothing else to do, why not? Go for it. Would I recommend it? No, I didn't go either, so take my advice with a grain of salt. But it just seems like you probably are going to get a lot of regurgitated information found through podcasts and other motivational speakers that you could find for much cheaper. You can do all these workouts on YouTube for free. You could go to the gym near you and do all this stuff for free. The guy who's giving nutritional advice is not a dietitian. So again, I know there's debate about that, but you could probably hire a dietitian who actually has like a degree from a university in that specific thing for less than the cost of the ticket. And plus you wouldn't have to fly out to Arizona and release balloons in the air that could cause wildfires. So overall, yeah, I think it should be cheaper. But then again, Heidi's got a lifestyle. She got to live it up. They got to go to Mexico and be with her boo thing. She doesn't call Dave boo thing. She calls him her buddy, which is weird.
Boo thing.
There's much better ways to spend your money than what I think was offered here. What are your thoughts? Did you think that, I'm too harsh, too nice? Either way, I don't care. Because you're all haters, unless you agree with everything I say. So it doesn't matter. Right, Taro? Say hi. Oh. She said, I am now going to do, I don't know if it's a secret or not, so I won't say who it is, but I'm going to do an interview at 2 o'clock, so in 20 minutes, not live though, it's recorded, so it may never see the light of day if I say something stupid. But it's going to be with a YouTuber that's not Camellia, but someone in this realm that if you follow me, you probably follow them too. And she asked me to come on and talk to her about my life. So that will be coming soon, but I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it, so I'll keep it a secret. But it's coming, and that's what I'm going to be doing in the next 20 minutes. So Taro's going to be probably pissed because she wants to go outside. So Taro eats lizards. She doesn't. Well, sometimes she does eat them a little bit, but she mostly chews them and spits them out, and then lets them run back out into the wilderness of our backyard. So she's probably trying to get out. Yep, exactly. She's like, you're on to me. I'm out of here. So I'm trying to think of what else I need to wrap up. That's it. Choose Sadness merch is still available. I'll play the scene. Here are some Choose Sadness merch items, and it should be in the bottom now. It has, also, if you, in a live stream, not this one because I'm about to end it, but in a live stream in the future, if you buy something from the merch, it should pop up and say, your name has just purchased a t-shirt. That's me getting my motorcycle license. And that would be really cool. So if you want to wait to purchase something during a live stream, you can do that. And I don't know when my next live stream is going to be. Let me address that for a second. So for a while, I was doing Tuesday streams to talk about Rachel. And I don't know if I want to continue to do that unless something big happens, because I don't want it to seem like I'm just picking on her all the time. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I don't want it to come across as if I'm singling her out and making her a target of bullying, because that's not what I want. I want to point out legitimate criticism, and that's it. So I'll keep you updated somehow about when my live streams will be, because I don't know what schedule is best yet and what subjects to talk about. But in the meantime, you can watch live streams every Thursday, Cringefluencers on YouTube. I can pull it up so you can see it. You can follow me and Camelia, who was in the chat earlier, there. And we have a lot of cool stuff coming up. We just had a great meeting earlier this morning about what we can do, and kind of a format that we're experimenting with. So cool things coming there. And then if you're not on Instagram, you should go on Instagram and follow me. I've been posting a lot there, and I get a lot of my story ideas from Instagram, from people to cover and certain things. So I would love to get you to follow there, and feel free to DM, and that's the best, easiest way to get me to respond. I may not respond, but the best chance. Because I'm mad that the Show Up Summit has more followers than I. It's 812 and I have 710, so, I'm feeling a little bit like a caterpillar and not a butterfly. And as Dave says, caterpillar life is just not all what it's cracked up to be. Anyways, toodaloo. I will see you. Hope you have a great weekend. I don't love you because I don't know you, but I hope that you find love in your life, whatever form it may take. From a cat, from a lizard, from your significant other, family and friends, wherever it comes from, I'm glad for you. All right. On that note, choose sadness. Peace.